Alright, this is the sequence on Steve and Cindy's relationship that incorporates a lot of home movies of theirs and family photographs. This is actual footage from the day that Steve and Cindy met, which is just incredible. I think Cindy was about 15. Steve was 18, 19, I think. There he is. He was working as a lifeguard, looking very buff. And this is just, it's my favorite sequence. And for whatever reason, it was all clear to me. I think this was one of the first sequences that I put together, actually. The first weekend that I had gone up to shoot up in Versailles, Steve and Cindy said that they had some home movie footage somewhere of the day that they'd met. There's the Super 8 projector showing it. And actually, just as an aside, this footage, I just actually I turned the camera on the screen and recorded it that way. That's the economical way of doing it. It actually wasn't even a screen. It was just a white board that we found, I think, somewhere in their house, and we're projecting it onto that, and I turned the camera on it. Because Steve and Cindy, that first time I was up there, said, we have this footage of the day we met. But it's been years since we've seen it, and the kids have never seen it, and so I thought, wow, to have footage of the day you met your wife. They've been married for more than 30 years, and I thought, wow, if I do nothing else, I'm going to see that footage, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to use it. And so eventually, at some point in producing the documentary, they found it, and so I wanted everyone there, so we were out at their house, and Steve and Cindy and all the kids were there. And like I said, Steve and Cindy hadn't seen it in years. The kids had never seen it. So we rolled the film, and I just turned the camera on Steve and Cindy because I wanted to get their reactions for the first time that they'd seen it in a long time. So, and you saw just a couple of snippets of that a while ago of Steve and Cindy reacting to it. And so we watched it once, and like I said, I just had the camera on Steve and Cindy. And then we watched it again, and I had the camera on the kids. And then we watched it again, and then I think I actually recorded at that time. There's some footage of Steve. So that footage is just, I know it's precious to them, and it's precious to me too. I love that shot of Steve and Cindy. So I really wanted to get that footage of them and to use it. And that first weekend that I went up there, I met everyone but Andon. But when I left, they sent me home with a CD of Andon's music, which is just terrific. And he had a track on there called Fallen. And as I listened to that, I listened to it. It's probably about 3.5 hours from Nashville to Versailles. And I must have I listened to that CD over and over and over again on the way home, but I listened to that track Fallen just again and again and again, and for whatever reason, I just knew that that was the song for the segment on Steve and Cindy's relationship. So I've actually got it in here a couple times in this sequence. It just seemed fitting to me. And like I said, this sequence was just in my head from that first weekend of meeting them. Steve and Cindy are so still in love with each other, and I think all of us are drawn to and attracted to people who have that sort of love in their life and coursing through their veins, and it shows. And so Steve and Cindy talked about getting together, and then certainly the time in which they moved back from Hollywood to Kentucky and had some time to spend with her father before he died just a week before Andon was born. And again, we have some really good photographs of that time. And as Steve says, they would have liked to have thought that Cindy's father could have seen Andon, but it didn't work out that way, and we just don't ever know what seems like good timing for us. Just is part of life's mystery and frustration. But also, I think part of that mystery is this dream that Cindy has, that she tells about just being bedridden after the death of her father, and then she has this dream and she sees him, and they talk and spend time together in the dream, and then she wakes up and she's ready to go. And then we have more footage of Cindy holding Andon after he was born. And again, I love this footage. I think when we saw this that first night, when we saw the footage of Steve and Cindy meeting, there's Andon as a baby. And Arbella goes, "Andon, you're so ugly." But there he is. And there's Cindy. What a great shot. And I actually used this little shot right there and slow it down a little bit later when Steve is talking about Cindy and what all she means to him. It's just the quality of these old home movies is so nice. And here's Andon all grown up, talking about his parents and how their relationship has really modeled or been a model for him, and really what a gift that is for Steve and Cindy. That's a terrific photo. What a gift it is for Steve and Cindy to give that to their children. Look at that coat. So this sequence I just could watch again and again and again, and I have. But it's family histories and family stories are so interesting, and I'm grateful that they shared theirs initially with me and then now with all of you. And I hope that maybe some of you will get a chance to meet them someday, because they're really one of a kind.